Hello everyone, this is for those of you who are feeling burnt out when it comes to dating and when it comes to love. So if you're feeling like you're getting exhausted and yet you don't want to have to give up on your partner, or you don't want to have to give up on a great relationship, I've totally got you, because it's really common that we realize, oh my gosh, I'm responsible for my dating life. Only I can create a great relationship. And then we just go full force into getting as much information as possible. So there's this phase where we don't take responsibility for our love life or other parts of our life. And we think, well, my Prince Charming will just find me, or, the guys out there just suck. And we find a way to either be helpless or projecting. And then once we realize that neither of those are actually useful, then we wake up to the fact that, wait, I can have anything I want when it comes to love. Well, I better get to work. And then we apply this work lens to our love life, and we start reading so many blogs or reading every book under the sun, or we think, well, it's a numbers game. I just got to go on a million dates. But it's not a numbers game, it's an energy game. If it were a numbers game, then everyone in the world would just already be in a happy relationship, right? And that's where the apps make you think that, well, if I'm on an app, I'm gonna meet my person because it's just a numbers game. But truthfully, the apps are just an algorithm responding to your energy, responding to the types of profiles you linger on, who you're messaging with, all of those things are feeding into the algorithm. And what feeds into your behavior is your energy and your beliefs around yourself. So if you're feeling like you've missed out on this innocence, this sweetness, this fun, this playfulness when it comes to dating, most likely it's because you're looking at it as a numbers game, and you're looking at it as something that has to be worked on. Now, let me be clear, there's work. There is work when it comes to changing our patterns, integrating our head, our heart, our body, making healthier choices, speaking our truth. Like, that stuff isn't necessarily easy because none of us were really taught that by our parents or by society or by our church. We were never taught really how to do modern dating with all of these apps and ghosting and breadcrumbing and all the craziness and all the lingo, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't have an amazing relationship. It just means that it takes a different approach. And burning yourself out and getting totally fed up and exhausted in the process is not one of those approaches, which is why when I work with my clients, I suggest that they follow their pleasure, that they do what feels good, and that they have the right compass, the right inner knowing, which means aligning our head, our heart, and our body instead of just dating with our heart and getting swept up into a situation maybe with someone who is a narcissist or someone who's telling us everything we want to hear, and then forgetting about the clues and the signals that our body is telling us. Or maybe if we're just dating from our body, we're dating people that we find attractive, but they don't have the long-term values and characteristics that we're looking for. Or if we're dating from our head, we might be doing this checklist mentality of dating someone who looks good on paper, but we don't really have like the feelings that make it really want to be something we're committed to, and vice versa. So again, if you feel like you're getting burnt out or you're not having that much fun when it comes to your love life, I suggest that you integrate your head, your heart, and your body and recognize it's an energy game and not a numbers game. So imagine what it could feel like if you didn't have to go on a bunch of dates, if you knew that you were going to meet your partner within a matter of months or sometimes even weeks, instead of hoping or feeling that it's going to stretch out for years. The average amount of time that someone is single in America in between relationships is 5 years. And so if you don't have the right energy, if you don't have the right integration, then you could be single for 5 years, just hoping that you run into someone, and that, isn't exactly a strategic approach. So imagine what it would be like to trust the process, to trust yourself, and to have the right energy so that everyone you attract is getting closer and closer in terms of a match, in terms of a fit to you. And you can do it in a way, in a case, in a cadence and a pacing that really is aligned with you and that feels good, so you can enjoy the process. And I know it sounds crazy, but I have women tell me all the time, like, oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun dating, or the guys that I'm meeting are so much better than they have been in the past, or I have multiple men who want to hang out with me and spend time with me. I can't even choose which one. And so they're really feeling the fullness and the vitality and the pleasure and the joy of dating, which they should be, right? They should be totally rocking their feminine essence, so it doesn't feel like a job and it doesn't feel like a numbers game. So if that's something that interests you, if you want to date in a way that's so much smarter and so much more effective than just giving it a go on the apps without any guidance or without any help and without that alignment of head, heart, and body, then I would love to connect. We offer free 45-minute Breakthrough to Love calls with me or my team. And during those sessions, we get a deep dive into what's been holding you back, what that looks like on the other side, and how to get there. And if it feels like it's a good fit to work together, we will talk about that. But if not, we'll point you in another direction. And either way, you're going to get a lot of value and clarity and insight and have a lot of fun too. So if that's something that's interesting to you, if you want that integrated partnership and you don't want to have to work at it so hard or wait forever, then go to violetlang.com/talk. And that's where you can book your free breakthrough session. Now those go really fast because we only have about 25 spots that we can take, but about 40 people reach out a week. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Mwah.